Good evening and many thanks for joining us on this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm Diana Kauta. As we commemorate the International Day of the African Child, the cast and crew here at Primetime News take this opportunity to wish the African child a happy and a brighter future ahead. It is imperative that the society safeguards children's rights as they are tomorrow's future. The world is your oyster, African child. Leading tonight's bulletin, China's ambassador to Namibia, Zhao Weiping, says it would be false for anyone to rationalize that China is threatening the rules-based international order. Zhao noted China has been advocating for the establishment of a global community with a shared future for mankind. Let's listen in.
It's equally false if someone tells you that China is threatening the so-called rules-based international order. We did have been advocating for building a global community with a shared future for mankind. We did have been working very hard in pushing forward the Belt and Road Initiative, and this year marks the 10th anniversary of the introduction of this initiative. We did have proposed the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative. What we have said and done by these concepts or actions may not have pleased some countries, but there's nothing we should blame ourselves. Our purpose for these initiatives or actions is simply to build an open, inclusive, clean, and beautiful world of lasting peace, universal security, and common prosperity.
On to human-wildlife conflict. In its efforts to mitigate the impact of human-wildlife conflict within communities, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism is offering 40 crocodiles for public sale. More insights from this report filed by Patricia Kutsia. In a press release issued on Wednesday, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism announced the public sale of 40 crocodiles in their efforts to minimize human-wildlife conflicts that have been occurring in the northern eastern regions of Kavango East and West in the Zambezi region, where crocodile conflict has been a concern over the past few years. Chief Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Romeo Muyunda, said that the regions of the Kavango East, Kavango West and Zambezi continue to experience crocodile attacks on people and their livestock. He explained that the ministry has paid offset amounts of over 2.3 million Namibian dollars for losses caused by crocodiles since 2019. He said that the crocodiles will be sold through a tender where written financial offers by those interested should be submitted to the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism in sealed envelopes, including the price per individual animal. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta. Staying at top, environmental matters. The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism has awarded the June 7 concession to Sandwich Dune Tours and Safari. The ministry's decision to run the tourist attraction through a concession company follows public criticism on the state of the popular recreational sites infrastructure. Damona Kanganjera filed this story.
The decision was considered as a long-term solution to ensure that Dune 7 is maintained on behalf of the ministry for its visitors, and a tender was then advertised in November 2022. A media statement issued by the ministry spokesperson, Romeo Muyunda, on Thursday noted that 18 companies applied for the tender, from which Sandwich Dune Tours and Safari emerged as a successful bidder due to the strength of their proposal. The company is expected to take over the management of Dune 7 soon, and it's expected that the company will employ at least 45 workers as part of its operation. The ministry has also given the company the optional right to erect and operate a tethered hot air balloon.
Switching attention to a rather unfortunate incident in which 7-year-old Oda Amep died instantly in a car incident at the Oshuarongo dumping site on Wednesday. A crime report issued by the Namibian Police Force on Wednesday revealed Amep, who was a learner at Orwetoveni Primary School in Oshuarongo, died when he and a group of other minors tried to jump onto the back of a moving vehicle. More on this tragic incident report. It is alleged that Amep and another group of boys jumped onto a Namib Mills truck which was busy reversing to offload waste at the dumping site. It is suspected that the boy fell off the vehicle and died instantly. The driver of the vehicle was a licensed 39-year-old Namibian male. The deceased next of kin have been informed and police investigations continue. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta. We convey our sympathies to the family of the deceased and wish them strength in their time of bereavement. Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment. This segment begins in the coastal town of Swakopmund, whose municipality has over the past years ramped up its budget for water and sanitation infrastructure. This will enable the town to carry out critical infrastructure work that is unique to the town. Our reporter in the Erongo region, Isabel Bento, filed this report.
At a recent council budget tabling meeting, Chairperson of the Swakopmund Council Management Committee, Wilfred Groenewald, said the capital budget for water and sanitation for the 2023-24 financial year is 40 million Namibian dollars, which they intend to keep on increasing in the future. This is part of the council's 685 million Namibian dollar overall budget, which includes an operating budget of over 527 million Namibian dollars and a capital expenditure budget of 158 million Namibian dollars. Groenewald added that of all the ways to spend the town's revenue, investment in water and sanitation infrastructure is arguably the most crucial. Therefore, the only way to carry on the encouraging improvements seen now is to increase investment even further, and for that investment to happen, it must be funded. An estimated 79 million Namibian dollars will be budgeted in the next financial year of 2024-25 for infrastructure projects, the bulk of which will go towards upgrading and expanding water and sanitation infrastructure across the town.
On to the agricultural sector. Ambassador of China to Namibia, Zhao Weiping, has underscored the importance of the agriculture sector, noting it is a crucial one for Namibians, especially the rural population. The ambassador added the sector has the potential to ease the employment situation in the country. Let's have a listen.
Agriculture is very important for Namibia, especially for the people living in the rural area. And I think improvement of your agriculture sector will also have immediate, direct impacts on improving your employment situation. So I myself attach special importance to cooperation between our two countries in this area of agriculture. And I already had some initial discussion with your relevant government ministry and also some of your senior leaders. So we are ready to strengthen cooperation in the area of agriculture.
This brings us to the end of our top news segment for tonight. Let's have a look at the weather synopsis for the weekend. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment unpacking all things sport. Football jolts the segment into action. Sheikh Jazim made a fifth and final bid for Manchester United last week, and reports indicate the club's owners view his offer more favorably than a rival bid from Ineos founder Sir Jim Ratcliffe. However, the Sheikh's team indicated nothing had changed from earlier in the week when a report from Qatar suggested Sheikh Jazim had won the race to buy United was described as a pure speculation by one source. The report on Thursday suggested that if exclusivity was granted to Sheikh Jazim by the club, it will shut out the Ratcliffe bid for as long as the exclusivity period lasted. On to cricket. Two-time champions West Indies and 1996 winners Sri Lanka are among 10 teams competing for the final two spots at this year's Cricket World Cup in India. Former champions Sri Lanka and the West Indies have both played at every World Cup since the inaugural edition in 1975, won by the all-conquering Caribbean side. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. On that note, we have come to the end of our weekly newscast. Many thanks for having journeyed with me during the course of the week. Catch us again from Monday next week for the freshest updates within and beyond Namibia. From myself, Diana Kauta, and the entire crew behind the scenes, have a restful weekend and good night.